Top 5 home upgrades to sell fast in McKinney and Frisco for top dollar. If you're selling in Frisco or McKinney, here are our 5 improvements or upgrades that will definitely leave you with thousands more in your pocket than you would have before. We're local realtors who have helped hundreds of North Texans get the money that they deserve with these 5 easy upgrades.
But before we start, I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andi Haven.
And we are the Haven Home Team. We are your North Texas real estate professionals. Our goal is not only to get your home sold, but to get it sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. And we can do that if we help you prepare before we ever hit the market. So let's get started.
Tip number 1, maximizing your curb appeal. In Frisco and McKinney specifically, a lot of these older homes start to look the same in a lot of these neighborhoods. So the one thing you can do is helping your home stand out at that first glance. And one of our main tips is to look at your landscaping. That is something that is very obvious because if you have weeds and it doesn't look like that's upkept, the inside of your home, probably not upkept either.
Yeah, that curb appeal is the first impression. It's usually the first picture on all of the home shopping websites, the home searches, and it is the first thing that potential buyer sees when they arrive. They drive up if the yard is overgrown. And guys, let's talk about edging and weed eating.
Something that is so easy and so commonly missed.
It makes such a difference. That one little step of actually edging the property, if you do not have and you are not great at doing that lawn maintenance, go ahead and hire somebody to do that, at least as we're prepping to get the home listed, because getting that front facade really looking perfect makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And another upgrade that we think does make a huge difference is either repainting your door, restaining, refinishing your door, or investing in a new door that makes it look very bright. Because the other thing you have to think about is if your door has lots of windows in the front, it will allow for lots of natural light once people enter the home. This is something that I think makes a massive difference to the exterior appeal of the home.
All of those things do make a really, really big difference, along with fresh mulch.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm thinking at this time is if you're already outside and walking around and just looking at the things that can be done, grab you some caulk and go around all of the outlets, all of the exterior light fixtures, anything that you see that has a crack in it or is not connected to the wall, other than brick, don't caulk your brick. Other than that, go ahead and just put some fresh caulk around it. It's something that will come up on an inspection report if it is not done. So why not just do it now? It's quick, easy, and you're already outside.
Tip number 2 is a deep cleaning. And we're talking every inch, guys.
Moving every piece of furniture, please.
Yeah. And we live in our houses and we know that there's, it's a little dingy around the light switches. We know it. We just forget about it. We move on with life. But when you're getting ready to list your home, we want you to notice every little detail like that, because it's the first thing a buyer sees, right? They're walking in the house. They notice things that you're not seeing because you're there every day. So one of the big tips we give a lot of our homeowners is to have the windows cleaned.
That is a huge one. And on top of that is cleaning any vent in the house. Take them out of the ceiling, replace those, what are they called? The air filters, sorry.
In your HVAC, go ahead and replace those.
Yeah, replace your HVAC filter. If you have one that's in the wall and there's a filter that's exterior, go ahead and replace that while you're thinking about it. And take a duster, please, for the love of everything, and clean every single one. Because that is the one thing that I noticed right off the bat as a realtor. You're walking in a house, you go up to the second story, everything looks great, you look up and the vent looks moldy.
So if you're watching this video right now, pause, go look and come back because you're gonna need the rest of these tips. Guys, these are normal. We see these in almost every single home. You're not alone. I probably have a couple of vents I could go vacuum right now, but when we're talking about putting your house on the market, we're gonna have people walking through. They are judging this property and they're trying to decide, am I buying a property that has been well maintained? Am I gonna have any surprises later? And it's just these little things. It's little touches, cleaning baseboards, just wiping down the things that we don't think about every day. But it goes a long way when you're showing a property.
Tip number 3, we do suggest that our sellers go ahead and get a seller's inspection prior to listing their home on the property. Not all of our sellers do this, but it does allow for the sellers to go ahead and take care of some of those inconveniences that the buyer's already going to bring up, or to fix a lot of the small items that can build up over time.
Yeah, and right along with that, not only are we able to fix some of the major issues that sometimes we don't know they're going on when we live in our house. If we haven't had the HVAC person out, we assume everything's working. you do a little quick maintenance check or an inspection and you find out that, if you have an older system, maybe you're cooling slow, there's lots of little things that can come up, and these are really easily remedied. It also gives that buyer the peace of mind when they go to make an offer. We can say, hey, here's the inspection and here's all of the things we've already fixed, because we do have to disclose that there was an inspection done, but we are handing that to the buyer. We're actually saving the buyer maybe $600 on this inspection. And it's going to be an easier transaction. If they move forward, they know exactly what they're getting. There's really no more negotiation after that point on repairs. And it's definitely just a smoother transaction. It gives everybody that sense that we're all moving towards the same goal, and it's, transferring a really good, clean house that's ready for the new owners. And then those new buyers feel really confident in moving forward.
So it does kind of give these sellers more peace of mind knowing what they're going into and what they're going in with. And it doesn't mean that buyers are going to request every single thing on that inspection report to be repaired, but it does help them, again, give them more peace of mind knowing that you have remedied a lot of the big items if that's something you choose to do.
Tip number 4, staging the home to match today's buyer profile.
This is something that is very hard for a lot of sellers to really comprehend, and we totally understand that. You do not have to be an interior designer to sell your home, but allowing us to come in and request things to be decluttered, taking away large pieces of furniture, opening up the space is considered staging the home.
Yes.
It's something that helps buyers see themselves in the space or see that they could bring in their own furniture.
And staging may be that we say, hey, your living room's gorgeous. Let's throw a little color. Can you go to, TJ Maxx and pick up some
2 colorful pillows?
Yeah, right, with a blanket, right? We'll do some very small things. Same thing with your bedrooms. Have some nice bedding that presents it itself nicely. It's made
generally neutral.
Yeah.
If you do have a very aggressive, I will say sometimes these patterns can be a little aggressive, and a quilt on your bed, or if that's your comforter, find a neutral quilt. You can find them for very cheap. Throw it over the comforter just for photos. During showings, it's not a big deal, but it does show so much better when the home looks bright and airy and people can actually see themselves in the space and they're not like, oh my God, a yellow wall, a yellow comforter, whatever it may be. People do have opinions with stuff like that. And I think going on that tangent that I'm on right now, if you do have bright and eclectic colors throughout the home, unless it's the vibe and style of the home itself, painting a neutral color does allow buyers to see themselves in that space a little bit better. So if that's something that you have time, you want to list in 6 months, go ahead and start painting those walls back to a neutral color just so it's easier.
Think of walking into that model home, right? There's a reason you want to buy it. It feels welcoming and inviting, and it feels like you could bring yourself into it. And that's what we're looking for. And that's the advice we usually give to our sellers. And I will say our advice is not usually financial based. It's not like we don't want our sellers to go spend a lot of money to get their house ready, but we do want them to spend the right amount of money on the right things to help them get it sold faster and for as much money as possible.
Tip number 5, hiring a professional realtor. This is something that can save you money in the long run, even with the initial investment up front.
Yeah, we know that there are fees associated with what we do, right? We charge a fee to help you broker that deal. But guys, there's a big, big difference between what we do to market a property and what most individuals would think that you do to market a property for sale.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things that really sets professional listings apart from for sale by owner listings generally is that we hire professional photographers that we work with daily and know what the quality of the photos look like.
Yeah.
We do choose photographers that shoot wide angles. They shoot with great lighting. They tell us and recommend things that will make the photos look better. And if you've ever been scrolling on Zillow, I know you have come across a listing that you're like, why the heck did they post this on Zillow for sale? Who's buying that? That's the reason you need a professional real estate agent, and it's not just for the comps. Yes, we in the state of Texas are a non-disclosure state, so real estate agents are the only ones who have access to actual sales data. That's obviously number one reason why you should hire a real estate agent. But other than that, depending on each realtor, it depends on what their processes look like. What does their listing process look like? Do they come in and help you stage the home for free? And that's not staging with a professional. Do they come in and tell you where to move your things to make it look better? So this is not a huge financial investment to stage your home. It's just a recommendation to help the photos look a little bit better. Do they help you hire a professional photographer? And what do they do to help you increase the value of your home? And the list price. Again, going back to like realtors only having access to sold data, Pricing the property 100% matters. And if it's priced too high, you're going to sit longer and in turn make much less money. So it really doesn't make sense over time. You also have to understand the market and the ebbs and flows. We're currently very, very much in a buyer's market. As a seller for sale by owner, you are likely not selling your house quickly. Realtors aren't even really selling houses quickly, and for that matter. So it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind. And we are the ones that see this every single day and know the process and know how to sell your house the quickest, even in a slow market. So it's something you should keep in mind whenever you're looking to sell your house.
And the bonus tip is really focusing on the buyer's experience. From the moment they see your home online to the second they drive up to the moment they open that front door and enter, we have to create an experience. Do not go crazy with Glade plugins all over the house. They get too strong, they get too florally, they get too sweet for a lot of people, and they can actually be a turnoff. But having a diffuser of some sort that's doing kind of a nice, really light, really welcoming scent. And she made a great point. You can actually buy the scents of places like the W and Ritz-Carltons and the boutique hotels. You can buy those scents online. You can buy small diffusers. You can buy big diffusers and whole home diffusers, but those things do make a big difference. You don't smell your pets in your home, but a new buyer walking in does. Even if your home is spectacularly clean, it's pretty rare that we won't smell a pet odor. Cigarette smoke, it's the killer for most homes. We don't find it as much anymore.
To get rid of.
It's almost impossible. There's food scents that really can bake into the home, the fabrics and the walls, and it's very tough to get out. So those things do make a big difference when we are showing the home, because it is the full experience for the buyer, not just the photos and it looks good on paper, but when I walk in, I just can't be here. It's too florally, or it smells like dogs, or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, so that's one of those things that you want to keep in mind, that maybe have your friends over who haven't been over in a while and just be like, what does my home smell like? Should I add this? Should I add that? What do I need to do so that the experience is better for buyers? Because you don't get to meet these buyers. You don't get to explain your situation. They don't know who you are. So you don't really get a chance to make that first impression.
Yeah, and there's little things. You have animals, things like cat litter boxes, have your carpets cleaned. Get new dog beds. If you have really old dog beds, right? It's something we don't think about. We don't notice. We love our dogs and we love how stinky they are. We don't even care, but that buyer coming in doesn't really want to live with your dog smell. So just some of those little things. And when we say this to our sellers, we've been very lucky. Our sellers understand that we are there to help them get the home sold, but just know that those are the little bits of feedback we have to share, we have to offer, because we are here to help you.
All of this is very, very helpful to our sellers right now. In this current market, I think it'll be something that's really great to look forward on and look on in the future whenever you're looking to sell your house, and kind of just know what our process is and prepare yourself for that process if it's something that you're looking at doing soon.
So guys, we hope you found value in this video. If you have any questions, as always, drop us a comment or reach out to us directly. You have all of our social media links and our email here below. And while you're here, we would love for you to like and subscribe so that you see our videos pop up every week. We always have new tips, new ideas, maybe new restaurants in the area. So we just want to be your North Texas resource for all things real estate.
We will see you in our next video next Friday. Bye, guys.